Well, ahead of the 2023 general elections, the police in the Federal Capital Territory has released a toll-free line for the protection of women from all forms of political violence. And Chief Superintendent of Police Akapu Akinwale, who represented the FCT Police Commissioner, announced the toll-free number at a consultative dialogue with strategic stakeholders organized by the Women's Situation Room of Nigeria. He enjoined women to call the number anywhere they encounter election-related violence. And the national coordinator of the CSO, Joy Onyeso, says the meeting is meant to canvass the protection of women during the 2023 elections.
To this end, the Commissioner of Police wished to inform stakeholders that the community policing units of the Nigerian police are already out on pre- and post-election sensitization, focusing on women and girls. It is worthy to note that Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 prohibits torture and other inhuman, degrading treatment. Every woman in Nigeria is entitled to respect for the dignity of her person, and accordingly, no person shall be subject to torture or any inhuman, degrading treatment.
Women and youth bear the brunt of violence in the communities and the state. And that key thing that is very interesting is that political violence is rated the highest type of violence across all the states. So this is really very indicative going into 2023 election. You see that there's a lot of work to be done because we're in an active election phase. So it means that all hands has to be on deck if the respondents across all the states are recording political violence as one of the key violence against women.
And joining us now to take a look at the issues of violence against women in politics especially and more is the founder of Women in Politics Forum, Ebere Ifendu. Thank you so much. Good to see you again yes. On Newsnight. Well, it does seem that the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence may just be paying off. I mean, the last two stories we've carried had to do with gender-based violence. While that is encouraging, let's even talk about, some of the interventions that have been coming from you. I mean, you asking the women, not to concede their slots to the male counterparts. Why has it become necessary to, give such advice to the women, especially those in politics, of course?
Thank you very much. This is very important for us because most times you see that political parties will have a way of asking women to step down. I mean, there's a case that is still ongoing. That's it was heard yesterday, and judgment will be coming on Friday. It's about a lady who got the ticket to run in Bonny State, senatorial ticket. The governor contested for presidency, lost, and is coming to take that ticket from her. She was coerced to drop the ticket, but she refused. So we gave her the necessary encouragement not to do that because we really will have to fight for her rights. I mean, political right is everyone's right. So if a woman, participated, got the ticket, because she didn't get it the first time, but the second time when there was, when the governor's brother stepped down, so it was open for her because she came second. And then from nowhere, the governor, entered the race. Most people said because the man is a governor, she should have just, given her the ticket back to giving the ticket to the man. Why would she do that? Her aspiration is important. And this is also what we see as political violence because she's not a senator, she's nobody in government. And then you are coming in as a governor because you have the tools of, authority. And then you want to force her to, relinquish her mandate. This is very wrong.
Okay, great. A common maxim that we hear is that power is not given, it is taken. It's not served a la carte. So I want to ask you, because you've been doing this for a while, do Nigerian women possess the wherewithal to take it by force when force is required when it comes to politics? I mean, what will it take for the Nigerian woman to feel safe to participate in the electoral process, not just to vote or dance at campaign grounds as we see most times?
Right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's been, the situation. Women, even within the internal party structure, you find out that women are really not there. And the problem being that we didn't start at the right time, especially when the men started. And you just asked, how do we get out of, just wearing a shebi, singing and clapping? We've started doing a lot of things. part of what we just started doing was, especially after the 5 gender bills, were not voted, positively. So we started what we call community constituency lead. What do I mean by that? We got women from the grassroots to talk about the affirmative action bills, to even understand what it means to participate in politics. Because for an average Nigerian woman, participating in politics is just to be part of rallies. But we have just started breaking it down, breaking the laws, breaking affirmative action, and then even the Violence Against Persons Act. We've also started doing that. So we have community leads now that will take our research, because we conducted a research that we call GAIN. This was done under NDI, so this GAIN is to, use it as a tool to negotiate. So right now we are going to get the principal actors, to sign into the GAIN document to show that, it's no longer when I get there, I will do this for women. Not only just you are going to tell us how, you are going to also sign into our requirements.
You say that very quickly. I mean, we've been listening to the different presidential candidates talk about, what they will do for women, for, young people, the youth and all of that. Are you hearing anything from any of these presidential candidates that gives you confidence? And I wonder what demands you are making as an organization on these presidential candidates. Okay, so working with the GAIN, like I just talked about, we worked with the youth, persons with disabilities, and women. So we all came up with our requests and our desires of what we want, what we expect from anyone that becomes the president. We're also using the instrument even to advocate to persons that are even going to the state assembly, national state gubernatorial candidates and the rest. What are we asking for? We are asking for a place in governance. And this time it's not like, because your question is very apt. You hear them talk about, affirmative action will support women. These are rhetorics. We've started hearing this over the years,
We have a national policy.
And no one is talking about it. We even went to court. Nigerian women went to court. And won that. But unfortunately, the government, Attorney General appealed, that judgment. So we are still there. We are going to follow up to the Supreme Court. So what we want is, if truly you are committed to the cause of women, then you are not afraid to sign into that document. So that if you are not able to do that, we'll have an instrument to hold you accountable. Because all these ideas of coming up to say, we'll do this for women, we are going to build hospitals, we are going to appoint this percentage of women, and then when they get there, they just use that to carry our votes. And after that, that's all. There's nothing for Nigerian women. So this time we want to have the document properly signed, and then we'll use it as an instrument to negotiate.
Right. You've taken the first step of a 1,000-mile journey. Thank you so much, Ebere Ifendu.
Thank you.
She is, of course, the founder of Women in Politics Forum.
Yeah.
Well done. Great job.